My macro journey has been long. I've been in this business for 30 odd years. I have learned from the greats of the industry, the Paul Tudor Joneses, Stan Druckenmillers. I've been part of the great crises. I've seen the biggest trades in the world, and I've been part of many of them. Whether it was as a salesman, advising people, or whether it was running a macro fund myself, or as part of Global Macro Investor, my kind of institutional research service. I've seen a lot. But the biggest trade of all time, the biggest macro opportunity ever given, was crypto. I identified that back in 2013. Now, stupidly, I didn't take full advantage of it. I should have done, but I have done since, as I've realized it's a supermassive black hole. What's super fascinating about this is that many of my macro friends, people who grew up trading dollar yen and bonds and stuff like that, credit, have all moved across to crypto because they too see this as the biggest opportunity of all time. One of my favorite people in the entire space, close friend of mine, somebody who's been in macro as long as I have, is Dan Tapiero. Dan is a favorite of Real Vision, favorite of mine, and I, as ever, want to pick his brains, what he's seeing, what he's thinking, where we're going, where the opportunities lie. So, no further ado, let's chat to Dan.
BitcoinZella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to BitcoinZella today and enjoy the new edge. Join the conversation on these topics and more.
I feel like, every new bull market, there's a new wave of people who are coming in. And it's interesting how some of the people who have been in the space for a long time, you know from what time they've come in. They're not as interested in some of the new stuff. They stay focused on, what's brought them to where they are today. I saw Dan M posted something about his Bitcoin fund, and it's up, whatever,
100,000% or 1,000%, 1,000x, sorry.
1,000x, 100,000% or whatever it is. But, a Bitcoin fund today is not, it's in 2011 or 12, whenever he started, it was really a market genius, and, it's been hugely successful. But today, that's not very interesting for people. I think that there are many, many outlets, and being such a pioneer, I think it's the space is innovating and growing so quickly. You're one of the few guys who actually keeps up with everything on the edge.
I'm trying to, but it was interesting just to go back a bit. The guy I met in San Francisco, which I won't mention on camera, he bought Bitcoin at $3.
Yeah.
And put $2 million in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what else have you done? He goes, nothing, really. And he's got a few businesses he's built around Bitcoin. He now is so Bitcoin standard that any investment he makes, he has to look at it, is it going to outperform his Bitcoin? And he's made, I don't know how much he's spent on route and taken off the table, but he's made billions upon billions, probably the greatest trade of all time. He's probably done the greatest trade of all time.
There are a few of those guys. There are a few of those guys around. I can remember the guy who was at the time the president of my gold company, GBI. He bought Bitcoin at $3 and he sold it at 90. And I told him, like, that's better than any trade I'd ever done in my whole career. That was unbelievable. And he was very, much on the cutting edge, close with Barry Silbert as well.
I saw as well.
I've been 12. But yeah, to have the fortitude to stay with it till today,
that's crazy.
Bitcoin's journey toward higher price levels has hit a patch of turbulence, with its choppiness index signaling consolidation and resistance ahead. After reaching a peak of $104,000, the cryptocurrency experienced a sharp 10% drop, liquidating over $1 billion in positions within 24 hours. This volatile behavior underscores the challenges Bitcoin faces as it approaches the $110,000 mark, a critical psychological and profit-driven barrier. The choppiness index, CI, a metric used to measure market directionality, currently reads 56.7 for Bitcoin. This level suggests the cryptocurrency is entering a range-bound phase, characterized by slower corrective movements rather than trending growth. Historically, similar consolidation phases have lasted about 20 days during Bitcoin's previous market cycles. These cooling-off periods, while frustrating for traders eager for rapid gains, have often preceded explosive rallies. Analysts identify $110,000 and $120,000 as key resistance zones, with many short-term holders likely to take profits at these levels. These figures not only represent psychological milestones, but also align with statistical indicators such as standard deviations from realized prices. While this resistance may temporarily hinder Bitcoin's upward trajectory, prolonged consolidation has the potential to build a stronger foundation for future growth. Patience during this phase could prove invaluable, as Bitcoin's history suggests that enduring consolidation often yields significant rewards.
You and I know, because we've all spoken to people, is the finance system's been waiting for the green light. The big Web 2 companies have been waiting for a green light. There's a lot of people who've been waiting for a regulatory green light. Now, we haven't got it yet because we need regulations. But I look at the finance system, and I think one of the things you've been talking about as well is if they're going to build, there's an obvious choice for them, which is going to be Ethereum. Ethereum has the native yield, and it is the kind of IBM or Microsoft of the space. I think people are underestimating how fast finance is going to come because they've all been working on it. And it's a very likely an Ethereum ecosystem thing overall. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
obviously it'll spread across everything, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've always believed in this sort of multi-chain world that different blockchains can have different use cases. I mean, Bitcoin, no question, is the collateral for the whole space, and we've talked about that I don't know how many times. Eat the smart contract platform, Solana, Speed, but there are other things like Sui and Say that are coming up that will find specific use cases, right? So it shouldn't be that meme coins are on the Bitcoin blockchain. Come on. It's fine that it's on Solana and all the activity is there. So I think that the number of use cases is so great. We haven't even seen what I think is, and I've been looking for companies in this area, but what I think is one of the most important use cases, which is the use of the permanent ledger. You know, the fact that whatever is stamped on that blockchain is there forever, can be verified, you know, that truth machine concept. There are still very few companies out there or people that are applying the power of that to business generally. And, you know, so for instance, could there be a blockchain that focuses specifically on that aspect that doesn't exist today? Sure. Are there going to be blockchains that maybe focus more on RWAs? Or will there be one that is more of an NFT-based one? Will there be an art one? Will there be one for property real estate? Everything can't go on one chain. So, you know, we're in the business, the funds, of investing in businesses that are leveraged to all of the developments that are happening in the digital asset ecosystem. I don't think I have the skill set, and I think it's, you know, it's more of a venture type investor that is going to sit there, take apart the code, work with a foundation, grow a specific use case on a specific chain.
Bitcoin's remarkable rise has captured global attention, but investing in it comes with significant risks that must be carefully considered. One of the most pressing concerns is government regulation. Bitcoin's decentralized nature, which is central to its appeal, also makes it a target for governments seeking to protect their fiat currencies and central banking systems. A potential ban on Bitcoin ownership or mining in key jurisdictions could severely impact its value and adoption. Another risk lies in technical vulnerabilities. While Bitcoin's network is relatively simple compared to other cryptocurrencies, upgrades to improve scalability or privacy could inadvertently introduce weaknesses. Any failure in maintaining the network's integrity would likely erode confidence and lead to a sharp decline in price. The threat of quantum computing also looms over Bitcoin's future. This cutting-edge technology could theoretically break Bitcoin's cryptographic defenses, compromising the security of private keys. While developers are working on countermeasures, the risk remains significant. Bitcoin's scalability issues further challenge its utility. With its blockchain processing only a handful of transactions per second, its role as a payment system is limited. While solutions like the Lightning Network offer promise, they are not yet universally adopted. Lastly, Bitcoin's extreme volatility remains a barrier. Its dramatic price swings can deter investors seeking a stable store of value, limiting its broader adoption. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoinzilla for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.